Okay, so I've got my tea, and I'm going to read 3 poems that I have written. It is rhyming poetry that I write, and I'm going to read them as my own little private poetry slam, because I would love to do one, but I don't know. My fluency is iffy at best, but I'm going to get a flow going, so don't interrupt me. Okay. The first one's called The ABCs of Stuttering by Charlotte Ann Dixon. Annie Dixon was a ham, but Annie had a stutter. Carefully she chose her words, determined not to flutter. Every day proved quite the chore, frustration just to talk. Girls and boys would roll their eyes, heck, some would turn and walk. Instead of being quiet, though, just the opposite occurred. Kooky little Annie learned it helped to sing the word. Mom and Dad would try to help, not wanting things unfair. Only sing with us, they'd say. People just may stare. Quietly she sat in class, refusing at her turn. School was no fun for her. Talking helps you learn. Uttering and sputtering very often was the way. When she went to see the doctor, the x-rays were okay. You see, she just talks funny, our silly little clown. Zany as it seems to some, she'd rather write it down. Oh, I did that one. Okay, number 2. This is another acrostic poem, ABC poem, and it's called The ABCs of Food. I had a little run of these about a year ago, and I was into, and I did like about a half a dozen of them. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, this is The ABCs of Food, and it's probably about a year old, and it still cracks me out because I'm just that funny. Excuse me, gotta twitch my eye and have a drink of wine. This is fun, my own little. I'll slam it myself," said the little red hen. Said the little red wine. Will you tell me I got slam? Okay. Okay, twitches. I'm a technical nightmare. Pong was like more my speed. A is an apple shot off of your head. B is for beets, they'll turn your pea red. Cantaloupe with ya, I'm too young to marry. D is a date with Tom, Dick, or Harry. Eggs, if they're large, won't make a hen smile. F is a fish stick, those suckers are vile. Grapes, if you drop one, it's so hard to find it. Haggis is Scottish. The Scottish don't mind it. Ice cream for ice cream, so hip hip hooray. J is for jello, always room so they say. Kale and kelp sure don't sound like a treat. Licorice is candy and candy is sweet. My mother's meatloaf, she cooked with her heart. Navy beans, uh-oh, they will make you fart. Oatmeal at breakfast for get up and go. Pork chops and applesauce, remember that show? Quiche's just eggs baked into a pie. Raisin, whole wheat, pumpernickel, or rye. Spam, I don't like it, or the people that do. Toad in a hole and tiramisu. Ultra Slim Fast had me crying in bed. V8 juice missed, time to slap your own head. Waffles on Sunday, a nice cozy feel. X starts a word that is Chinese for veal. Thanks, Google. Yams from the garden, toss them into a sack. Zucchinis are handy, they never talk back. 2 for 2. Go, girl. Go. She's reading. I can remember in school, God, just sitting there. I'm just terrified that they were going to call my name to read out my book report on I don't know, on To Kill a Mockingbird or something. Just don't call me, don't call me, don't call me. And then I'd stand up. Okay, this one is called "'Twas a Month Before." No, it's not. It's called "The Quit." This is when I quit smoking cigarettes a few years ago. Oh my God, that was a bitch. But you know what, people? I'm alive because of it, and it's doable. "'Twas a month before Christmas. I was feeling quite pleased. 16 days since I smoked. 16 days since I wheezed. The ashtrays were stashed, my lighter long gone. The cravings more tolerable, not nearly as strong. I reminded myself, don't get too cocky. The road she is long, the road she is rocky. But part of me whispered, we've got this thing beat. It wasn't so hard, no big daring feat. When out on the porch, I heard a strange stirring. I tried to ignore it. It became quite alluring. I opened the door and turned to the noise. "Quiet," I whispered. "You'll wake up my boys." The dog had peed on the new fallen snow, so the yellowish white gave a nice subtle glow. When what to my disbelief should I see? But a sled full of cigarettes, brought there for me. With the stained-toothed driver, so tired and sick, I knew in a moment it must be Sir Nick. He held out his arms and he took hold of my hand, and he scolded me boldly for taking a stand. "Oh, Charlotte, you silly, you dreamer, you shit, you rebel, you dreamer, you can't escape me, I'm a powerful schemer. I'll be with you forever, and that's just plain facts. Now light up a smoke and you'll finally relax." So far, somehow, I had kept him at bay. Could I really keep up this fight every day? He glared at me smugly. He knew I would cave. This addiction will follow me straight to my grave. I said, "Give me a moment. I need time to think." Then I noticed that instant he started to shrink. He said, "I'm losing my patience. There's no time to dally. Now go get your coat. We'll smoke in the alley." I didn't budge. I held firm my stance. I said, "Tighten your belt. You're losing your pants. You were taller than me 5 minutes ago. Either you're losing ground or I'm starting to grow." He said, "Don't be daft. You're not bigger than me." Then he stretched up his arms and he grabbed at my knee. And I realized something I'll never forget. Every craving I conquer, the more desperate he gets. I said, "Beat it, Shorty. I've about had my fill. The ball's in my court, and it's 16-0. He said, "You've won this one, but this much is true. I'll be back, and you know it. I'm gunning for you. When you're stressed and you're tired and your life's at its worst, I'll see you again. Not if I see you first." That was my poetry slam. That was fun. I may do this again one day.